Hey, what's up, everybody? All right. so, interesting afternoon. You ever see a bunch of twerps get so triggered over a 30-second video with a truck? Man, if you guys had any idea how infantile you make yourselves look, it's sad. It really is. It's pathetic. It'd be nice to be able to make it into a montage and play it back to you in a year to see if you're even ashamed of the way you act. And I'm going to say this again. Ain't a fucking one of you got any goddamn document with my fucking name on it that says anything about no bounce check or no check cash in place or no sex crime. You can't produce one. It's a baseless allegation. It's nothing but lies, like every single thing that comes out of your mouth. And if such a document existed, one of you cockroaches would have already posted it. And everybody knows that. So you're not kidding anyone with it. No one but yourselves believe you. You just sound like infantile. And it has just been comical watching Uncle Will foam at the mouth, flexing with his company's bank deposit and his buddy's LS swap that looks like a cobble job that don't even run yet. The worst two flexes on YouTube in 2022, for sure. I mean, just the weakest, watered down shit I've ever seen. I'm going to repeat again. Uncle Will is a tire buster. He's the gopher. He's the shop gopher, and he's the tire buster. He's doing the job of a 17 or 18-year-old. He never reached up and grabbed rung 3. He never reached for it. As soon as he had a paycheck that would buy a bag of weed and put a little food in his belly, he was done applying himself. And when Uncle Will is 68, pushing 70 years old, he's going to be fucked. Just absolutely fucked. He's going to have to live with somebody or something because he's not going to be able to work. So he's just going to be screwed. He has no home paid for. He never even attempted to buy one. He's going to spend his entire existence on planet Earth never owning a home. Okay. And the only reason I'm bringing that up, okay, is because he's got the balls. He lives like a fucking cockroach, and he's got the balls to point his finger at somebody as accomplished as he's been trolling, right? He couldn't do half of what she's done. Not even close. He couldn't even keep up with her part-time job. He couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. Couldn't touch me. Like my back wall, like the money I leave for tips when I go out to eat is more disposable cash than he has all year. And I can say that with absolute confidence. There ain't never been anybody that had any money that felt the need to show it to people or carry it around in a bag in their work truck. Doesn't work that way, kids. And anybody stupid enough to believe something so damn infantile, it just blows my mind. So, Crack Squad, put up or shut up. I can stand here and say with complete confidence no such document exists. It's all lies. Prove me wrong. I don't know what the hell you're reading, but whatever you're reading ain't got my name on it, because I have never, ever, not even one time in my entire existence on this earth, bounced a check. And I have never, ever graced the doorway of a fucking payday loan place. I wouldn't fucking go a place like that if I was starving. I got enough shit in this room right here that I could sell and live off of for 2 fucking years. Why would I need to go to a fucking payday loan place, you infantile idiots? Sitting there reading somebody else. I mean, let me tell you how infantile these guys and just how incapable they are. Okay. Now, a bunch of people smarting off on my truck video, and someone said, "Oh man, I pity them people that live beside you." I said, "Well, they got to pay me rent too because I own it." And I do. It's mine. I rent it. Okay. It's the first house I bought here. All right. Bought 3 of them. Same time. They was all in foreclosure. 1998. Bought all fucking 3 of them. Kids. All fucking 3 on the same day from the same bank. Kids, little unsuccessful twerps. Okay. I get a comment. You can't own every house on that street. I mean, they can't even read a comment and like get the crux of what the comment is. They have to exaggerate it in their own mind. Never once said I owned every house on the street. Said I own 3 of them here. And they're not on Heskett Street, I'll have you know. Mike's shop ain't on Heskett Street, so I don't know where the fuck you got that from. I don't know. You're just really whacked in the brain. That's all I got to tell you. I tell them where I'm born, told them where I live, told them my fucking age, told them my fucking history, and they can't even dox me right. They end up doxing somebody else. They cannot accomplish anything without messing it up. And it's because they do so much gross exaggerating in their mind that they can read a sentence that says, I took a walk today. And in their mind, they said, they'll read, oh, I said I ran 50 miles. I mean, it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. The exaggerations live in their brain. And when they read something, they have this like auto exaggerate that just applies an exaggeration to it automatically. They can't even control it. You just apply the exaggeration and spit it out. Do you know how common it is? Crack squad. Pay attention. Do you know how common it is for somebody my age to own a couple investment properties? Everybody that rents has a landlord. That's how many landlords there are. Everyone that rents has a landlord. That's how many landlords there are in the world. It is totally common, and it should be. People my age should have at least one, if not 2. Everyone I know does. All my buds got them. I don't know why you guys would just find that so unusual. It's very, very common. Very common. It's the most common investment for people over 40 in America. My ex-father-in-law owned 170 rentals. 170. And he was a fucking factory worker. So I don't know where you guys been all your life. Sorry. There's life outside your mom's bedroom, guys. There really is. There's a whole world going on out there where people make as much money as Will had in that bank deposit in a month. Just normal people. And they earn that every day. Okay. There are millionaires in this world you've never heard of and will never hear of. There's just thousands of them everywhere that you'll never know about because they just work and make money and tuck it away and make good investments and live a cool life. It's not that hard, man. Not that hard. Just got to apply yourself a little bit. Be honest. Be honest. Okay. Keep your integrity intact. Don't tell lies. Don't exaggerate. Okay. Don't screw people over. Make sure your word means something, deliver on your word and apply yourself. It's that easy. But that's it. You do that, you got it. No problem. You'll be just like me. You'll own a couple investment properties, a truck, a car, a motorcycle, and some, house and stuff to live in, furniture in it, all that. It's just really, really common. Okay. I am me. I am the norm. I am the average. I'm your average middle class, blue collar fucking worker. I'm average. You guys are well below average. You're like, average is here. And you guys are like fucking like way down. If you think it's some wild stretch that someone would own a fucking rental. You know how much houses sell for around here? Yeah, there's 2 of them for sale here right now, both of them under 100 grand. So the payment on it would be like $280 a month. And you could rent it out for $600 a month. But first, Uncle Will, you got to make that first step. The first step, get yourself a bank account with your name on it, with some checks, have your name on them. And when you write on those, make sure you don't put a number in the box that's larger than the number in the account. You got it made. And then the next step, here's the next step, Uncle Will. You don't settle for being tire buster. Okay? You don't settle for that. You keep digging, keep clawing, move your way up. It's that easy. Really is. Not hard. I am like average. Just your average middle class blue collar fucking dude. I got tons of guys I ride haulers with own bars. One of them owns 2 bars actually. Another dude owns a whole apartment building, 14 units in it. Just your average fucking dude to go cruising with on the weekends, fucking Harley, man. He works as a welder during the week. Just one of them things, man. It's just part of living life. No big deal. No big deal at all. And yeah, that's just how it is. And to tell you how retarded, just how retarded some of these crack squatters are. And when I tell you retarded, I mean retarded. Okay, it's like you feel like you're punching down every time you deal with them. You feel like you're actually arguing with like a 10-year-old. Sometimes it even feels shameful to do it. But Uncle Will just pulled out of his ass that I had a junkie truck that needed a tranny, right? Just pulled that out of his ass, right? He wouldn't know what vehicle I have, and he certainly wouldn't know what repair it might need, right? He couldn't unless I told him, right? This guy's convinced I got to do a video of me driving my truck to prove the transmission's not out of it. Well, I'll tell you what, bud, you're going to be waiting for that a long time. I'm going to make you hang on the edge of a cliff for a while. Fucking dumbass. I mean, I've seen you guys, man, you guys got to tighten up. Anyway, tonight's topic is you guys, Crack Squad, do not represent what Creek Squad built. Okay. You guys are fired. You're no longer a part of it. You're out of the club. Okay. You're not in it. Okay. I'm Creek Squad. Okay. Not you. I am. Okay. Creek Squad doesn't punch down. Creek Squad doesn't bully people that have never even engaged. Creek Squad doesn't go around handing out unsolicited advice while talking down to people 3 times more successful than them. Creek Squad doesn't sit in their mom's second floor apartment bedroom window delving out life's advice. Creek Squad doesn't go around grossly exaggerating everything. Creek Squad doesn't go around hurling insults at people just because they dared to disagree with Ryan Upchurch. And no honorable Creek Squad member would tattoo Ryan's name on their arm. No way. The Creek Squad people I know have way too much integrity to do that. So you guys are out, man. You're not part of it. You're never going to be part of it again. You guys are looked at as the clowns of the internet. And I know because you live in your own little bubble, okay, that you have convinced yourselves that you're winning because the only thing echoing you in your ear are about 4 or 5 other idiots as dumb as you are. And you block out everything else because anything that doesn't support your nonsense, you don't want to hear. The overwhelming majority, like the 98.99%, are with me, not with you. You guys look like a bunch of infantile morons. And I'll say it again, can't one of you, not a one of you, produce any document with my name on it that'll support the baseless allegations you're hurling. So you just sound like a bunch of idiots. Period. Enough said about that. So just keep on embarrassing yourselves with it. Nobody believes you but you. So you're preaching to your own choir. People are sitting back. There's people in New Zealand laughing at you morons, at just digging the way I'm slapping you around like little girls. Set you up, knock you down. Set you up, knock you down. Set you up, knock you down. And I've just been doing it. Just boom, 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 boom. And you don't even know you're losing. You're so dumb. You don't even know when you're losing. And trust me, you're losing. Your credibility's gone. Nobody is going to believe a word any of you have to say. They're just going to laugh at you because you're laughable. There you go. Chew that for a while. Then maybe I'll upload some more videos tomorrow of shit I don't own. Morons. Go ahead and drop the link here and bring some people aboard. Now, here's how it works. If you're disrespectful, I'm just going to boot you. So don't sit and wait to get on here to just say one stupid little thing. It's just going to make you look infantile. It really is. It's just going to make you look dumb. Just dumb. I have defeated you guys so badly, man. Just beat you around like just babies. I got to tell you, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I don't have $300 while I'm standing in $100,000 worth of fucking tools. How we doing?
How's it going?
All right.
So, do you back what you say in your videos, like integrity and not lying?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, when are you going to pay Stone Dad and me?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Here we go again. It don't work that way, son. You've tried this 6 times. Listen to me. Everyone but you. I can take a poll right now into people in chat. Everyone will agree he implied that I appeared. Okay? Appeared. You know that too. So you're just being a baby. Quit it. Nobody's buying it, dude. Nobody. No one's buying it. You sound like a little 10-year-old with that. So you sit there and stew on it a while and figure out something new to come up with, or I'll just boot you clear the hell out of here. How we doing?
What's up, Mr. No Hair Guy in the building?
I love it, man.
And it's exactly what you said, man. I'm not even here for Ryan Upchurch anymore. I just love you smacking the fuck out of these Gen Zs all day. I fucking love it, OG.
You, it's so easy. God, it's so easy. Like this moron. He thinks people actually believe his version. And he's the only one. Everybody else knows he implied I appeared on his podcast. And I said, buddy, I ain't never been on your fucking podcast. He didn't say, well, you left a comment. Now, hey, people in the audience, would you say that there's a difference between a comment and an appearance on a podcast? Because I think there's a massive fucking difference.
Right.
Dumbass.
Did you see Johnny Gobble's video today?
I don't watch his shit, man.
Yeah, he said he said right as I'm making this video, I'm talking as him. He said, I am typing out my lawsuit against Mr. Babble, the class action.
Free, then. You know, that warms my heart because I'm going to be able to countersue him for free. He'll lose, okay? And it'll be his dime, right? And then I'll already be there, and I can just present my countersuit for free and just wipe him out. He made videos call me a damn pedophile.
Right.
So good for him. Now, what you got to say for yourself, child?
So how do you comment in a stream and not be there?
All right. Enough of that. All right. How we doing? I love it, man. Look like Jesus.
Can you hear me?
Cow.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Hold on.
Oh, well. What are we holding on for? You get your shit together and come back when you got it. Whatever little clip you're going to try to play, or whatever little skit you're going to try to do, or whatever little infantile thing you're going to come up with, you get it handled and kind of wave your hand in the air when you're ready, and I'll bring you back on. I'm watching your little icon down here. Whew. I would think if you were going to go on a podcast and fuck with somebody, you'd have your shit together. I would. I'd be loaded for bear.
Hey, at least he provided me some good
do
fucking
a couple
life.
dry runs and, have my shit together so I wouldn't look like a jerk. How you gonna comment and not appear? Well, it's pretty easy. The comment's over on the right hand side. and the appearance is up here where there's a camera and a face. Dipshit. All right, you get her figured out?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can hear you fine, man.
You done? Yeah, can you hear me? All right, no, I'm new to this, so my YouTube was on,
Oh, okay.
but no, I ain't got no skit or anything to play.
Okay, well, let me give you, I just got to tell you this, and
Hold
I'm
on
just
a minute.
trying to give you some advice. You cannot listen to yourself while you're on the podcast.
Okay, now,
You'll have
is
to
it better?
play it back to listen to it, because you're going to have a massive delay. You got to just listen to, you just got to be logged into the stream.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, man. But you got to be logged into the stream, okay? And don't try to listen to yourself on the podcast because there's going to be a massive delay.
That's
I'm not
all right.
sure,
Let me get
man.
back with you in a minute.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can't because the delay is going to burn. You got to log into the stream, my friend. Just watch the stream. Don't have any other tabs open. Don't try to see yourself or listen to yourself. It won't work. How we doing?
Is that a picture? Is that the guy?
I don't know. I'm not sure,
I can't
man.
figure it out. He hasn't moved.
All right, I don't know.
That's freaking me out a little bit.
I
I
don't
gotta
know.
say.
How we doing, guys?
Why'd you kick me? Like you were in the stream. Why do you keep lying?
Oh my
God, that guy.
man! Jesus, did these? How do these guys make it through the day?
I can't even.
What does he do in real life when someone disagrees with him? Does he just go into like a total meltdown or something? No one's buying what you're selling, son. No one's buying it. They're not ever going to buy it. Ever. So just give it up. Change the subject. Making a comment on a podcast is a hella different than appearing on a podcast, twerp. Jesus.
Easy on the Jesus comments, man. I'm just...
What's happening?
How's it going, Babel?
All right. This Deb dude's his icon's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. Trying to get some good ones here.
You know, out of all this stuff, the other person I might be more disappointed in than Mr. Upchurch there might be the Mike 12-point guy, man. I really thought he was. I thought he had.
I did too. It's so disappointing.
You know,
man.
I mean, I really thought that guy had a brain to him, man.
Yeah. I mean, what?
I mean, he had a really good. He had good content.
Yeah, good comedy, man. Good comedy.
I mean, he's a genius when it comes. I mean, not necessarily a genius, but I mean,
he has it. He has a little something.
He has something that not everybody is born with, you know. And
right. And you know, it's so disappointing because I can stand here and tell you with absolute certainty that Mike 12-point don't believe for a second that 3 YouTubers went to California and done something to a kid. He don't believe that for even a minute.
No, he don't.
So he's just agreeing with Upchurch to the virtue signal, and it's sad. He's sort of pulling an Uncle Will.
He wants to sit over there in his YouTube room again, like he did whenever that stuff with Goblin and all that was going on.
Yeah, it's just sad, you know. Come on, guys.
Yeah, the difference is you said you'd give him $1,000 for getting on the.
Oh, hey guys, just totally, just completely obliviate this idiot. What a
needs
baby.
that money.
I have never in my life seen a baby, and you'd act like I owed him the money or something.
I know.
Right.
It's not, well, the bet wasn't even with him.
Yeah.
Stone Dad's boyfriend.
Yeah. How long you been bobbing on old Stone Dad's stuff up there in that bedroom?
Oh.
we
He's
know
been
that's what
hitting
you
his
two
bong
do.
hard as
We
hell.
know that's what you two do. There's a certain way a guy's mouth looks when he, bobs on him, and you got that look, buddy, for sure. For sure, you got it. Hey, how
Wow,
we doing?
somebody's baby.
That's mine. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
got
Hey,
two
we all
little
had
ones.
kids at one time or another.
right.
Yeah, they.
It's just part of life.
It is. It's part of life. They get around me and they lose their minds. So
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
all right.
Ain't no doubt.
I like it though. It's good.
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
have
miss
perfect
it.
timing too.
They grow up so fast from 0 to 3, though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's so funny watching these guys try to turn themselves into victims after the just heinous, just despicable behavior they've displayed for 2 months now, and they actually think someone's going to believe they've been victimized by psychobabble, and it's just hilarious.
Yeah, I made a excuse me. I made a couple of comments over there on Uncle Will's earlier today about the whole bank. I mean, you can clearly see it's a bank bag and everything. And
Well, those bands, see, the reason why those bands of money are all different thicknesses. Now, and I know the bank does bands. They do 3 bands. They do 1,000, or no, they do 4: 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000.
they'll all be the same.
That's the way the
thickness.
bands come. Okay.
Right.
They don't give you a band of $300 and then a band of $800 and then a band of $2,000. Okay. What those are, when you have to prepare those deposits, I've had to
Somebody
do this very
pen
deposit.
wrote on them, on each one of them, what the deposit amount is. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Those are deposits from different locations where the other drivers are, and you got to go. He's the gopher. Okay,
Right.
so when he don't have a flat to fix, he's got to go. He probably had to wash the boss's wife's car, sweep up a little bit, take the trash out, and then go gather the other guy's deposit and run it over to the bank.
Oh,
So,
he's a runner at a car dealership.
yeah, no, he's a flat repair guy.
Oh,
He goes
okay.
and fixes flats on trucks. It's
Okay, got it.
job for like a teenager or something.
Mm.
And it's unfortunate because he's not going to be able to do that when he's 70.
Well, I mean, anybody should know it's a lie, because what I commented on is he just made a video maybe a week and a half ago. I don't know, but either way, he was worried about his trailer burning down because of the wiring. And I used to do. I'm RVIA certified. I do RV repair.
Well, then that's a simple 110 service, man.
It's very easy. I mean, if he's got a 50 amp service, which I doubt his is that damn big, but
it's a 30 amp, I bet.
it's a 30 amp, I'm sure. So it's all 110 a bit, but I mean, he's probably got maybe
5 outlets,
10, 12, 13 feet of Romex if he's lucky.
Right.
Then he might he'll have a converter, and then everything, all of his lights, his water heater ignition, all that stuff, which is probably a manual pilot light, but all this stuff is going to be 12 volts. So I mean,
right,
nothing's going to burn down.
I wouldn't take the old wiring out either. If I was going to do that job, I'd pull all new wiring along the baseboard, put in new outlets and new switches, and I'd put a little baseboard cover over it, and I'd leave the old wires there.
Right, and it's all underneath his camper. It's all right there. I mean, I'm sure his is. I mean, if it's not new, it's all right there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't take him very long at all.
I'll tell you what. Hey, Uncle Will, I'll make you a deal. Listen, this is straight up, okay? If you make a video denouncing what Ryan Upchurch did to these people, I will rewire your camper for free when I'm down there. I swear to God. I'll bring the Romex. I'll bring 6 outlets and 4 light switches and 2 light outlets, and I'll hook you up.
There you
I
go.
swear to God I will. Just let me know if you're down with that. And hey, since you're an electrician, you'll appreciate this story. Let me share this with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. I went to a audiophile seminar in Chicago, and this is where some of the like really super high-end audio gear is displayed, right?
Okay.
And I go in this booth where this guy he sells interconnect cables, okay? like RCA, XLR, RJ57, you know, all that, right?
Right.
He's got these power cords that are $400. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And he's doing this whole presentation with these power cords, and these you can tell these, you know, there's a lot of these guys that are wealthy. And
Right.
just because you're wealthy don't mean you're smart. you
No,
know?
that's a good
And
point.
they're buying this shit. And one guy bought one, and another guy bought one, and I went.
Oh my gosh.
So I raised my hand, okay, because they were swearing they could hear a difference in the sound
Oh god.
using this power cord that would go from the amp to the wall. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I raised my hand and I said, hey, if your house is wired with 99 cent per foot Romex, how's the last 4 feet of good wire going to make a difference?
It wanted.
And the two dudes that bought them returned them, and they ejected me. They kicked me out of the fucking place.
So literally, I mean, it's supposed to be the last little bit that you use for. I mean,
Right.
if I'm following you correctly, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, if you buy a $500 power cord for your power amp and it goes from your power amp to the wall,
Right.
it still can only be as good as the Romex in your
Oh
walls,
yeah, you're
right?
as good as your weakest link. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's like
Yeah.
you just paid $400 for the last 4 feet of Romex,
Yeah.
which you did, you know, 99 cent a foot Romex.
Right.
And because, hey, you guys, now I want you guys to listen to me because this guy's an electrician. Okay. Listen to me. How much do you think it would cost him to totally rewire that trailer if he went to Home Depot and bought everything new? I'm saying $150.
Something like your Romex is going to be your highest amount.
Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
say
the
what, a
12
100 foot
volt wire,
roll,
yeah,
100
you
foot
just
roll
get it.
Romex, that's $80, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then what?
Pretty close,
Five, let's give him 5 outlets. So that's $1 each.
Right.
Let's give him 5 boxes, $2 each.
Right.
Let's give him 5 face plates, 50 cents each.
Right. Well, that's if
Let's
you're
give him
doing
2
that
LED
big, you know?
overhead lights, 2 nice new LED, one in the kitchen, one in the living room. Let's give him 3. One
Right.
kitchen room, one living room, one bedroom, LED overhead lights, $20 a piece at Home Depot,
Right.
and a porch light.
That's. I mean, you're. That's it. I mean, it's not much. Of course, those are going to be 12 volt most of the time. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
What his shit
You
is,
know.
but yeah, you're damn close. I mean, and it's not going to be that hard. I mean, I'm sure his is.
I
gonna
put a
be really
200 amp
easy to
service in my shop by myself, man. I just, I never even shut my electric off. I
Right.
jumped
You don't-
the
yeah,
main
you don't
legs
have
coming
to.
in. I got a
Right.
200 amp service in my house. Okay.
Right.
And I jumped the legs there and put a pony box out in the shop and, you know,
Right.
4 230 amp breakers and 3 15 amps. And I'm
Right.
good to go
Yeah, it's-
running
yeah.
welders and air compressors and everything else.
Yeah, I do residential stuff now, residential plumbing. But I learned it all from my family's RV center. And guess what? They started me out when I was 14. Just like you said, it's kind of funny when you were saying all that. I was laughing. I mean, because I started out just because it was family. I started out
Right.
at the bottom. You know, I wasn't a tire buster, but I was, you know,
Yeah.
I was bitch boy. And
Yeah.
but you know, and I didn't like to pay, and I bitched for a while. But they're like, you just stick with it, and it'll get all right. And
Yeah.
it happened. So I mean, that story cracked me up because I just don't see how anybody at his age. I mean, if they're not moving him up, and if he has tried, why would you stay there, right? So I mean, he's there for a reason. They must be good to him, right? You know, because he's been in that same company truck since I can remember. He's been on.
Yep.
You know, so there's plenty of jobs out there. So if they ain't treating
Yep.
him right, he wouldn't be there.
Right.
So obviously, he's not treating them right, and that's just the way I see it, man. I could
Yep.
be wrong. It's all stipulation.
Well, you
but
know,
I'm 99% sure.
We had a guy, he reminds me of a guy that worked at Taylor Chevrolet. Okay. He's the nicest guy in the world, but he started there as he was a porter. And what a porter is like if a customer comes and picks up a car,
Uh-huh.
they go to the cashier, get the keys, go find the car and bring it up.
Right in the bay and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Look, it's entry level position. 30 years later, he was still doing that job.
Jesus Christ.
30 years he did that job.
Right. You know, I mean, there might be a handful of businesses that might keep you there, but 9 times, hell, probably more than 9 times out of 10, you do what you're supposed to do.
They're gonna move you up.
They're gonna move you up, and if they don't, it's because you're probably not asking. I mean, if you don't show any kind of willingness to
Enthusiasm
get
or
there,
want or drive or want
enthusiasm, you're
to.
not there 5-10 minutes early. If you're getting there 5 minutes late every day, no, I wouldn't ask an employee that gets there. You know, and I don't know if Will's getting there late or whatever. I don't. You know, who knows? But that's just everybody's got a sob story to tell, but a lot of the times they just turn that mirror around and look at themselves. They'd find out it's all, a lot of the times it's on their own doing. I mean, every business that does any good usually they understand that they have to take care of their employees, because if they don't, they're going to be hiring them all the time. So if they see a good employee, they're going to take care of you. And if they don't, they don't want to expand. I mean, that's all there is to it, you know.
Flint says, I wouldn't pay $400 for a power cable, but that could reduce the noise in the cable. No, you're wrong, buddy. Because if I had 100-foot, if I went and bought a $10 extension cord, okay, and I plugged it in the wall, and then in the end of that $10 extension cord, I plugged in your $400 power cable. Guess how good that power cable is now?
It's as good as that extension cord.
It's only as good as that extension cord. Well, that's the same thing with your house. Your house is wired with Romex. The only goddamn way a high-end power cable would help you is if it was hooked to the transformer out on the pole. And there was a direct link between the transformer on the pole and your power amp. Then I would argue, yeah, you might improve it. There might be an improvement over the Romex, but here's the deal. Listen to me, okay? The electricity needed to power a stereo is far below the threshold of what Romex will handle. So you don't need to upgrade it. It's doing fine the way it is. Some of the best sounding music in the world has been recorded on equipment plugged into Romex.
Absolutely. Copper is king. I mean, if it's the right, you can't hardly beat it. I mean, you can buy all that. I've seen people pay for that 24 karat gold plated. It's like HDMI cables. You know, you can buy the low end one, or you can buy that one that's supposedly 24 karat gold plated or whatnot, right? So
yeah. Hey, that's true, man. If Will took me up
there's
on that
no
deal,
difference. I could say
if Uncle Will denounced what Ryan Upchurch did, I would literally come down there and I'd videotape it, and I would dare bet I could totally hook him up with all new service.
Oh yeah,
3 new breakers in 4 hours.
Right. Anybody with any mechanical knowledge can do it. I mean, it's not, you know.
It's basic shit, kids. Very basic.
Trade. I mean, the refrigerator, computer boards, the circuitry, that kind of stuff is a little kind of different, but I'm sure his is all his is probably all manual pilot light and stuff. But I mean, all that stuff is, man, you spend a couple of months just overseeing somebody and you've got it down. I mean, not even that. I guarantee you, I could, if I had somebody that had half the sense of the average Joe, I could have them understand the ins and outs of that trailer within a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that much. It really ain't. It's
not
rocket science. You know,
Same Assembly says, me and Will could be friends. I never disliked Will, but let me just say this, okay? One of these crack squatters can say, I punched below the belt the way he did. Making fucking videos saying he could prove, he said he could prove that I was a 3-time convicted sex offender. And that is absolute, utter nonsense. And it's low down and dirty. It's filthy. That's the worst, most heinous thing you can accuse somebody of. Yeah. I even defended Johnny Gobble when somebody accused him of that. And I still have the video, and it's still up.
Well, he's
on my
still
channel.
Pissed off at you for some other stuff. I mean, I don't get it neither. I memean, yeah, I remember when all that was going down. You actually did. You defended him. I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I just basically said, listen, man, that's a terrible thing to say. If you can't prove that, you can't put that on him. Right. That was my Zach words.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bastard probably, I don't think he's got any friends. I mean, if you're on YouTube for that long, usually you bring your friend on. I mean, he's always by himself or with his wife. So that kind of tells you something, too. I mean, at least to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
No doubt.
I
Hey,
got
so, hey, Rex Skies, how you doing, man?
What's happening?
Not much, man. Glad to see you again.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like Uncle Will. I did, but if he's telling false stories like that, that's some serious shit. Because what if something like that's really going on and then nobody takes it serious? Like you can't make shit like that up.
Jesse Kern says, why talk about other people? You made your whole channel sticking up for Zanime, but then you bash everyone. No, I don't bash everyone in sight. That's not true. I don't bash everyone in sight. I only bash the people that are bullies and say raunchy shit to me. Okay? And why talk about other people? Why don't you go ask Uncle Will that? Why would he make a video saying he could prove I was a 3-time sex offender? Go ask him, buddy. When does a ringleader face the music? He isn't going to. He isn't adult enough yet. Ryan's got about another 5 years of maturity because he's behind, because he's been rich and sheltered, you know, and he never really turned 30 yet.
Well,
Was it a Nexon tire bag? I thought it was. I was thinking, YouTube Junkie says the bag the money was in that Will had was a Nexon tire bag. I was thinking Bob Summerall because they've got a lot of tire stores in that area too, and it looked like a Bob Summerall truck. When he looked at the rear view mirror, and you could see down the side of the truck, it looked like a Bob Summerall colors. But it could. You're right. I never thought of that. Those are Nexon colors too. So you're probably right. I bet you're right. Big time right. And, you know, and if that's hitting the nail on the head, you know, all I got to say to Uncle Will is don't be making vlogs in your company truck. That's all I got to say. That's pretty irresponsible.
I thought it was one of those generic bank bags that has like where you can actually write like the amount on the edge. It's like I can't remember exactly what type of. It's not like a burlap material.
We had
like
ones that we had were branded, okay,
Yeah.
but they had a little plastic outer window where you wrote the contents of the bag on a paper
on
and
the
slipped it in that
just slid it.
window.
Right.
And each one of those bands had to have the number written on. It had to have the deposit number, deposit receipt number, the amount, and the driver that turned it in.
Yeah, right.
Each band. And then the loose cash that came out of the drawer, you just had to count it, you know, and it had to be documented too. And we had a kid that went to 3 stores on the south side of the city, bang, bang, bang. And he would do a drop at 10 a.m., a drop at 2 in the afternoon, and another drop at 4.
Yeah. I'm going to hang up, guys. My daughter's going nuts.
All right. Hey, I really appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
I'll chime in the next one.
All right. Cool. Appreciate it, man.
See you, buddy.
Yep. Thanks. Yeah, it's a sad situation, you know. It's unfortunate that you know, these twerps got to swing so low, but you know, hey, it is what it is. And you know, Crack Squad, after the way you guys have behaved, there's no way anybody's going to see you as a victim. You guys have just been too filthy and nasty, and you get filthy minds. You just make nasty ass accusations about people, and you know, and all it takes, somebody just has to disagree with Ryan Upchurch, and you guys just fucking talk to them like dirt. It just makes you look small and insignificant because you're virtue signaling to a celebrity, and it's just crazy. If Ryan can't, hey, Mike 12 Point, look at me, okay? If Ryan can't accept you as a friend, and you're able to disagree with him when he's doing something he shouldn't be doing, he's not a friend, dude. It's all fake. It's all fake. You should be able to look at your friend and say, hey, dude, that's not cool. Don't do that shit. And it'd be good. And you still be friends. So if you're afraid, if you said that you would never get invited back, then you were invited for the wrong reasons to begin with. That's what I got. Now, Gen Z, I want to talk to you about something that's real important to me. Okay. And this is goes along the lines with what we saw Uncle Will do today. And I see a lot of this on TikTok, and I see a lot of it on YouTube. And you guys got to stop it. Okay. Never, ever, under any circumstance, do you walk up to a homeless person or a person in need and record yourself asking them if they want something. Don't ever be that guy. Because the instant you do that, it's no longer about you helping somebody. It's all about your own senseless self-promotion, so you can virtue signal to your friends saying, look at me, what a great person I am, which is exactly why Uncle Will did that shit today. And what you do is you got a homeless person standing there whose belly's growling. They're hungrier than shit, maybe, right? And so they don't have a choice to tell you, no, get your camera out of my face and get out of here. Because they need what you're going to give them. So they just have to just shit their dignity out their ass and let you just completely undignify them and record them while you give them a couple dollars. And it's sickening. Don't ever do that. Don't do that. If you want to help a homeless person, you do it in private. You leave your damn phone camera in your pocket. And just so you twerps understand, Christians donate every weekend in silence. Total silence. In every town, every village, every city in this country, every 20 blocks, there's a small mom and pop church where 50 or 100 people go every Sunday and donate 10% of their income in total silence. Nobody even knows they do it. They don't videotape it. They don't brag about it. They're the first to show up if someone's house burns down. They're the first to show up if someone loses a child unnecessarily or anything, or if there's a disaster. They fill semi-trucks full of donations to send overseas 4 or 5 times a year, and they don't even take a picture of it. That's called charity. Recording yourself, handing a homeless guy $1 is just senseless self-promotion, and it's grotesque. Don't be that guy. Don't do that. Just think, when you're down and out, would you want somebody recording you asking for a handout? Hell no, you wouldn't. Why are you all obsessed with Ryan? I've never seen so many grown men simp over. I know, it's blowing my mind. I can't. The people I've seen totally destroy their credibility. Defending what he did to those people is mind-blowing to me. Just absolutely mind-blowing. Says Uncle Will can do the same thing for what his passions are. Yeah, I guess. Oh, okay. Hold on, I'll get it for you. I got to make sure I got that phone plugged into the board too. I can't remember if I did or I didn't. Let me check that real quick. Let me check that real quick. There's that. Let me log into it and make sure I got my sheet together. I just got in the house, and John, I know you're listening, man. I did not have time to even do anything with that yet. I just barely had enough time to flip this thing on and get on here. I did not get home in time. Let's see. So we'll have to do that tomorrow night because I want to do it right. I don't want to rush it. If you know what I mean, buddy. Okay, so drop that now. Let me make sure this phone's patched in. I've seen some YouTube videos, girls getting in the bath and body candles out of it. Yeah. You know, that dumpster dive. You guys ever watch some of them videos? Them dudes go dumpster diving. There's a guy. I wish I could remember his name. This dude lives in a college town where like wealthy kids go to college. Like I'm thinking it's like near Berkeley or something, because he went to this apartment complex where a lot of the college students live right when summer break was hitting. And you ought to seen the shit he took out of the trash. It'd blow your mind, man. Them rich kids throw shit away, man. Like he got a gaming computer. I mean, like a really high-end one, okay? And it wasn't booted up, right? So he takes it home and opens it up, and the damn RAM stick had popped out of the latch. He popped it back in, it booted right up. It's like, man, you know, it was probably about a $5,000 gaming machine that he got out of the trash. All right, let me go ahead and get this baby. Okay, we are good to go on that for sure. All right, Q. We'll test the video real quick. And then he got a lot of cool furniture, a bunch of mountain bikes, like 2 or 3 pretty cool mountain bikes and stuff like that.
Here are 5 performances that have.
Yep, it's working. All right, so we're good to go there. I'll check the email. Was you trying to email me something? Is that what the deal was? All right, all good there. So yeah, so where were we? Yeah, don't be that dude that records yourself helping somebody. Just help them. Leave your fucking phone in the car. And there's my sock account again, Mike Cable. You're supposed to be my sock account, dude, according to Power Stroke. Which is just, I don't know where that came from, but he made a whole video all proud of himself because he figured that was me, and apparently he was wrong. Oh, really? So Tom Ely says a guy comes around his shop once in a while with a truckload of stuff he gets out of dumpsters he sells. Blows my mind. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's some of them videos. There's some of these guys got YouTube channels really worth watching, man. It's just real eye-opener, the stuff they get. And yeah, like I say, this kid, I wish I could remember the name of his channel. It's man, I want to say it's like Thrift Trader or something like that. But man, the shit he was getting out of that apartment complex was nuts. All right. Man, I must have chased off all the really angry ones. I don't see the really nasty comments anymore. You got an 83 Scottsdale 4x4 with a 383 in it. Cool. I like him. I like those strokered small blocks. They do run pretty good. Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's see if we can catch up on these. There we go. Now we're caught up. Yeah, never call someone a pedo without proof. That's just nasty. I know, man. That's just such a low down thing to say, man. And you know, every one of Crack Squads watched my videos and clearly knows there's minor children in this house. So for them to even try to sell that, it's just infantile because it would be impossible. Those kids could not be here if I was a registered sex offender, you morons. Jesus. Yeah. Unfortunately, Ryan's on drugs. Just sucks, man. It says, he says, Ryan's lost, man. I'm not a fan at all, but I do know the Bible says to pray. Yep. My thing is, what I hate is I know for certain if his mom had came out and did damage control, okay, said, hey, we're not down with that, just kind of going through some issues, kind of just stick with us while we work it out. Everybody would have kind of knew what was up without it being said, right? And everybody would have been forgiving. I guarantee you, everybody would have been forgiving. But instead, she came out and said, yep, them people are terrible people, and started making blogs about them too. Then she went on a podcast with Johnny Gobble and a guy called Dope Dad, a celebrity at Ryan Upchurch's level. Mother went on a podcast with Johnny Gobble and a guy named Dope Dad. And they talked about voices coming out of the damn TV. His brand is so damaged now. That is frustrating, to say the least. And now he's taken this road where he just thinks he can pretend none of it happened, not face any of it. And that's not going to work. It's just people are going to just have just total disrespect for that shit. Thomas, is that the one that says it's a roast channel? Huh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see it. Oh, that mean the one he just now uploaded? I don't know. I didn't know what to think of it. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm going to bring a different point of view to this. I've never done this before. So this is
Oh, cool. All right.
I've ever been on a panel. So I'm 46 years old. I live in Detroit. Absolute humongous fan of music. I had the joy when I was getting out of high school. I caught the Grateful Dead at the tail end of that and learned about going on the road, seeing shows, following tours around, following bands around.
Yeah.
Had the pleasure of watching the Kid Rocks and Eminems and Uncle Crackers of the world in Detroit come from playing 50 in front of 50 people and turn into what they turned into. So over the pandemic, I started getting into Jelly Roll and was like, wow, started watching his rise and doing research, all that time on the hands. And with the algorithms and everything else, eventually it brought Ryan Upchurch to the table.
Sure.
I listened and I was like, this kid's got a great thing going on.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge fan of the music, but I was like, I got complete respect for this. So now it jumps to here we are 2 years later. And what kills me is I don't even see him as a musician anymore. And it's a shame because even the last song he released like a month ago, it's amazing, but he is so lost in everything else as opposed to just focusing on the music. He said he had to stop touring because of court. And I'm thinking to myself,
that wasn't true.
This is a millionaire. There's tons of millionaires that got to be in court. He can't book shows and make his court appearances and still get to a show.
Well, he told his fans, let's be clear. And see, I only say things that I know are certain, Crack Squad, and you should try it. Okay. He told his fans that he had to cancel all his shows because he was being sued by Nicole Arbor. Okay. But when he showed up in court, he testified that it was because of his asthma.
And even with
those court papers are available. You guys supposedly went and found all of my background information, right? So I know damn well you can find those, and they're there, and you'll see that he lied to you. Because when he went to court, he didn't mention Nicole Arbor. He said, because the venue that he canceled on sued him because
Right.
he
With
left
that
those
being
promoters
said,
hanging.
even
Okay,
with
they
that
spent
being
money promoting it, and he left them hanging, and so he
even with
lied and
that being
said,
a fact, he could book a Midwest tour and go to court in the afternoon, and he's got the means to catch a flight and make an 11 p.m. show somewhere.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
chooses not to for whatever reason.
There ain't a court in the world that wouldn't
So-
be flexible. You're talking, this is a civil court, right?
Right.
I know for certain that a civil court would be flexible if an entertainer says, "Hey, I got a big show booked that day." Oh, okay. Well, we'll reschedule for you. They would do that in a blink because
Right.
it's civil court. It's not criminal.
So
And-
somebody like Jelly Roll and Struggle Jennings, they would never dip to the level and get involved in this internet nonsense the way he has and have it overshadow their music. Adam Calhoun, I never even really got into his music, but he at least focuses on the music and doesn't even, he's kind of, I mean, he does
a little bit of
right, he
vlogging,
does
but
a
it's
little bit,
vanilla.
but nowhere to this level. And I just think it's sad that Ryan's let this completely, because like I said, I think his last song was great, but I don't even consider him or look at him as a musician now, which is what I thought the whole big deal about Ryan Upchurch was, because he's let all this overshadow everything that's going on.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Samuel Simley says he spoke to a guy that was a tile installer, and he worked at a place called Right Rug based out of Columbus, Ohio. When I got back on my feet, he gave me a job. Ha ha ha. These, what's funny about that guy's comedy's so dry. It's so good. Those mattress places, you mentioned that, and it just made me remember this. Okay. There's sort of a conspiracy that goes around about these mattress stores. Okay. You know how you see these mattress stores pop up in a strip mall and they're open till 9 o'clock at night, and lights are on, but you never see anybody in there. Okay. There's like a big conspiracy that those are money laundering places for organized crime, right? Which is possible. Okay. Well, right across the street from one of the stores I manage, one of those opened. Okay. It was a discount mattress. Okay. And they were in the middle of a strip mall, and they put these great big letters in the window. It said sale, grand opening, right? They were open till 9 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. And I don't ever recall seeing a customer in that place, ever. I never saw a car pull in there and go in there. And most people buy one mattress every 20 years, So why you would need to be open till 9 o'clock at night is just mind blowing. But when we started joking with each other about it, and we literally started watching then to see if maybe a customer ever did show up, and they didn't. Never saw a customer pull in that place. Not to say that there wasn't. I just never saw one. And I'm thinking, man, who would pay all that labor? Okay. Just that. You think about it. You got that building to pay for, right? The rent on that's got to be, $4 or $5 grand a month in a strip mall. Okay. Then you got to pay an employee to be there. Well, how much can you make off of selling a mattress? You'd have to sell 5 or 6 mattresses a day for it to be feasible. So, yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm going
Made
to
me
make
think
a
of that when he said right rug.
panel here if I can.
Sure.
I've said to myself too, Ryan with this with these Elvis comparisons and everything else, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think it would be such a shock to his ego, and what I don't think the Creek Squad fans understand is outside of Tennessee, and part of the reason it makes me wonder why he doesn't tour and act like a real musician does and tours and does the whole bit is because in California, Utah, all these other states outside of his direct area, he doesn't want to play in front of 100 people a night. It's probably not even worth it to him. He's not about doing that grind. And when people,
the only thing I would argue there is he went on No Jumper, and that's one of their highest viewed He went on No Jumper podcast, which is the biggest hip hop podcast in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's one of the highest viewed videos.
Right. But with that being said, though, people watching a video and actually paying to go out to a show, I just wonder, like, for instance, like I said, Adam Calhoun does good too. Struggle Jennings does great as far as YouTube and everything else. But I just watched Struggle Jennings play in front of 200-300 people in my hometown a couple months back, you know, but Ryan isn't about that grind. And ultimately, in the big picture of things, he might be popular, but he is not on the level people think he is. And I understand he's independent. Yeah. That's great that he's growing it. But outside of Tennessee, I mean, the world's a big place, and he's really not as big of an artist as people think.
But I think you kind of overlooked, or I think you put too much emphasis on the Elvis. My thing with saying something like that is just the fact that he launched his own genre of music. That would be my comparison, where, you know, Elvis launched the genre of rock, right? Ryan Upchurch is the daddy of hip hop. Nobody can take that away from him. He's the daddy of hip hop, and it's a whole new thing, and it's his. He owns it.
Yeah, and I wish
take that away from him.
I guess you're right. He's letting it get away from him. I wish he'd stop paying attention to all this internet and just get back to being a musician. Put out albums, tour, let the fans see it, and don't fall down to this level. So thanks for the time, though. And
hey, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, man. Cool. Thank you much, man. So yeah, that's where my Elvis comparison came from. So just the fact that, you know, he's, and the similarities are, started his own genre of music, and everybody said it wouldn't work. And that's the same way they did Elvis, you know, when he started rock. Nobody's going to listen to that. You know, my dad, you guys will get a kick out of this, or my grandfather, my dad's dad, he called it hippieism, rock and roll. He called it hippieism, you know, like catechism. And we'd have the radio on, you know, and be listening to some rock and roll, and he'd come stomping out there. Hey, you kids ain't going to be practicing that hippieism around here. And he'd jerk the plug out of the wall. And he'd bitch about our long hair, tell us we couldn't have it long. You know, we was going to end up burning in hell for it. Yeah. Hey, Johnny, you know, why would you want my old Harley? Why wouldn't you go for my new one? You ain't seen that one yet. You know what I mean? I mean, why would you want the old one? You know, since you're gonna sue me, and you think you can sue me after you made videos calling me a pedophile, dude, will you just save it? Nobody's buying what you're selling. Literally, if you were, the judge would take your paper and tear it up and throw it in the trash. Just that quick. You can't sue somebody for slander when you've been engaging in troll games. You'll never in a million years win. Sorry, dude. You're way too big a troll to ever convince a court you were slandered. You slandered yourself. You slandered yourself the first time you made a video making yourself look like an idiot. So nobody else can slander you. You already did it. That's how the court's going to see it. Calling people pedophiles and shit. And the shit you said about Ryan's mom. Yeah, says, I don't know about that. No, you're wrong, buddy. There was people out there rapping to a country beat. Yes. Okay. There were people out there rapping to a country beat. Okay. Yes, true. But there wasn't nobody delivering lyrics that were pure hip hop like Upchurch, and in the structure he did it. Just nobody. He is the father of that. Period. Just because there were people out there that would rap to a country beat, saying stupid rap stuff, gangster stuff, just nonsense that nobody could relate to, compared to Upchurch rapping about, growing up poor in the sticks and being real about it, and the lyrics speaking to people like, wow, he's singing about my day. See, I always thought rap music sucked, just sucked, because I couldn't relate to the lyrics. I mean, how am I going to relate to gang banging and prostitution and drug dealing and all, and all that, right? And that was most of your rap music. First time I heard Upchurch, I'm thinking, well, motherfucker's singing about my day. Hey, he's singing about my life. That is why he had instant success. His lyrics, it's real. People have lived that. People have lived that, riding quads and getting all muddy. People have lived that, growing up poor and just having enough money to maybe get a cheap bag of ragweed. People have lived that, man. And so when you rap about that, they connect to it. And that is hip hop, and he is the father of it. Says, I never liked Tommy Ely. I never liked Ryan's music, but liked his YouTube stuff. But the second they became cool with Gobbler, I lost all respect. I hate to hear that. And then the fake girl stuff. Yeah, I know. I don't know how he's ever going to fucking live that down. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I would argue there's something in his library that people would enjoy, because he's, he does country, he does rock covers, even some pop and shit. You'd probably find something. Everybody'd find something they like. And his comedy shit on Vine was off the hook, man. Shit was good. Real good. So let some of these comments catch up. And I can't be on here too late again tonight either, man. And tomorrow, I got to get back to OSU in Columbus. I got to take my grandson this time. And it's an hour and a half drive. But he's got a doctor's appointment up there tomorrow. Wish they'd build a university hospital closer to here. Oh my God. See, this is another one that kills me. Okay. I don't understand why you people have such an issue with Tony. What the hell did he do to any of you? He's an adult man that plays a character on a YouTube channel, and he can have adult comedy if he wants to. Why are you guys so offended by that? If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's really that simple. You don't like it, don't watch it. Then you won't have any clue what he did or said. It could never have an effect on you because you wouldn't even know about it. So, but if you watch it, then you really aren't in a position to complain because nobody made you watch it. He can talk comedy. He can make jokes about gangbangs. He can make jokes about someone's mom being in one. He can do all that. He's an adult. It's totally fine. He can make sarcastic adult comedy. I don't get it. I don't understand the hate. I've heard Ryan Upchurch say a hell of a lot worse than I've heard Tony say. And I can say that without absolute certainty. I guarantee you I can pull videos up right now off of Ryan's channel that have more raunch in them than anything Tony's ever said. Guarantee it. So I don't know what you guys pretend to be offended by that. Okay. You're so offended by Tony. Oh, but didn't offend you a bit to listen to what Ryan Upchurch did to them people for a solid month. That didn't offend you at all. Then I don't believe that you're offended. It's a lie. You're faking. You're just faking. Every one of you watch porn. Every one of you do. How do I know that? Well, the porn industry is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. It still today is the most profitable online it's the most profitable .com is porn. There's no other .com that outperforms YouPorn and whatever the hell the other one is, the popular one. I can't think of it now, but anyway, those are the two. They multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay. And So we know that that's you guys watching that. Period. You can't lie. You can't wiggle out of it. Okay. It's completely human nature to do it. There's nothing wrong with it if you're an adult. So no one buys your outrage that Tony did something so horrible that he made a joke about a gangbang. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell you, Mike, that would have been a deal breaker for me, buddy. Mike Cable says, it shows what kind of person he is because, Gobble talks a bunch of crap about his mother and then he just sucks up to him because he made one video dragging me. I'm going to tell you something right now. If Johnny Gobble didn't make a video dragging me, Ryan Upchurch would have never kissed up to him. Not in a million years would he have done that. And the guitar guy, we'll talk about that for a minute too. Okay. So tell the story again, right? Dudes, Ryan's vacationing right where this guy's at. Okay. So just like every single fucking one of you guys that are simping your asses off over Ryan, completely flushing your dignity down the toilet, just virtue signaling to him, I know full well if he was on the beach right in front of your house, you would walk out there. Don't you even fucking try to tell me you wouldn't. I know better. Uncle Will chased Ryan up and down that beach crying. So that guy did exactly what you fucks would have done. Exactly. And Ryan ate his food. Ryan voluntarily came back the second day and ate his food again. And when they got ready to part, and Ryan wanted to do something for him, he said, dude, you don't have to, but hey, if you want to give me a signed school can, cool, I'll take it. Ryan took it upon himself to sign a guitar and give it to him. And unlike Power Stroke, unlike Johnny Gobble, unlike Uncle Will, he never said a peep to nobody that he was giving that guitar. You shit stains didn't even know he had it. You didn't know that guitar even existed. You knew nothing about it. Why did you know nothing about it? Because the guy never mentioned it to nobody. Because he's got dignity. He didn't need the money. He's got a very nice home. Makes a damn good living flipping houses. And there ain't nothing wrong with being emotional about somebody you thought a lot of, somebody you were highly of. And if any one of you guys would have spent those 2 days with Ryan and he gave you that guitar and signed it, saying what a good time he had with you, the note on the guitar indicated that he enjoyed the time with him, right? And then he made a video dragging you to his 3 million subscribers because he wanted a pity party after he showed his ass and everybody was mad at him. So he made a "Oh, pity me" video and drugged this guy and lied. He just flat out lied on the guy. So unlike any of you cowards that won't even put your face on what you say because you're such cowards, he literally wiped the damn signature off of it. And I'll argue right now, didn't change the value of that damn thing one bit. He sent the guy, and I have the original text that he sent Ryan. I have it. I have a bunch of other stuff I'm going to show you too, as soon as I get time to put it together. But I have that text, and it said exactly what that man said it did. Hey, would you be interested in you, Ryan, auctioning this off for charity? That way one of your other fans can end up with it, and we could do a nice charity for the hospital that helped my family and my kids. He got no response. So he put it back in the case, and that's where it's been ever since. And the way you sons of bitches have treated him is just unbelievable. Because I got sense enough to know if you were in his shoes, your reaction would be way more juvenile. Way more. So you're not kidding anybody. And I can tell you right now that Ryan Upchurch and his manager have been trolling this guy trying to get the guitar back from him. And I've got proof that will show that. Even recordings. Even voice recordings. So this will just show that they're all full of shit over there at Ghost Ranch telling lies. Every goddamn one of them. You're busted, guys. You're busted. So you guys can crack squad. You can take that for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. If I was him, I'd give that damn guitar to my kids and let them play with it. What I'd do. Because after the way he's been treated, when all he did, that's all he did was say, hey, would you be interested in auctioning it for charity? And you guys have treated that man like he committed murder or something. It's terrible. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves, little fucking cockroaches. And I'm going to remind some of you again, okay? I'm way more smarter than you. Way more smarter. I already had you guys' pants yanked down to your ankles before I ever started swatting back at you. So some of you better be careful because I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you are. You know, your sock account's exposed. So be careful what you say. It only cost $150 to force you to have to respond. Even if it gets thrown out, you still have to respond to it. So just, you know, if you can prove it, say it. If you can't, I wouldn't be doing it. Because now you can't go around telling your gross exaggerations. Because I done said, if you got documents, you got my name on it, says that shit, you have my full permission to present them. Because I know they don't exist. So I have no worry in this world. You can't produce something that's fake. Detroit Rock City. Y'all have a wonderful night. And thanks for the having me up. Yeah, you know, I wanted to mention while you were on there. I was in Detroit in like, I want to say 89, 90-ish. Man, that city was still thriving pretty good. Even though a lot of the factories, you know, had been closed, the city was still thriving. Well, then I went back there in 2014, I believe. Yeah, 14. Jesus, is that place just devastated with poverty. I mean, it was weird to see like whole city blocks of abandoned houses, like the entire city block. Not one single house is occupied. What receipts? What receipts you talking about? I don't know what receipts you're talking about. What receipts? How you doing? Wow, that was just awesome, man. Wow. What receipts are you talking about? I'm not the one out here making baseless allegations towards people. Why would I need receipts? What are you talking about? I don't have to have receipts to prove my life. I do a fucking video from my fucking house and my shop every day that clearly shows that, yeah, I would have $300 to pay for a check. Yeah, for sure. I made more than Will make all month this morning. From 8 until 2. I made a month's pay for Will. Right out there in my shop. Says, I think Ryan needs a new job because he built his channel off being a troll. Not really. That's not true. You know, he used to do fun roast, you know, like roast people and it'd be like really good comedy and harmless. you know, I feel like us fans helped build that channel, you know. But he told us to go kick rocks and fuck off. You know, he only cares about these little dirt bags that'll go out and assault people verbally on his behalf. That's the only fucking people he cares about, you know, like a fucking cult leader. I know. It doesn't get old. Receipts, tired of hearing that shit. Fuck you. I don't have to prove nothing to any of you little twerps. You have to prove your allegations, and you can't. You just can't, because they don't exist. It's all made up lies. And the only people that are even remotely believing it are the people you fucking surround yourself with, which are bigger idiots than you are yourself. Ain't nobody with an IQ above a 2 believing a word you dumbasses say anymore. You've been proved wrong so many times now. Your credibility is just gone. I mean, I would dare bet you couldn't find anybody outside of your inner circle that would believe you if you told them what the weather was. They'd have to fucking verify it, because your word is such shit. I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, you guys have just destroyed your credibility. Stop being a bully, it causes suicide. Oh, well, you better get over there. Listen, you had better hightail it over to, let's see. Let's start with Dopey Dad. Move on to Power Stroke, the big ass fucking chubby joke that's going to have to pay a whole bunch of money for that free truck pretty soon. And then the other twerp over there, Kirk Burkhart, that, you know, welder that you can find on Facebook and Instagram. Him, you know, doxing people on lives all night long, like he's been assigned to be the chief investigator in a missing child case when he couldn't even uncover a fucking address, let alone a clue. Took him 20 minutes to figure out the equation of a triangle, something you learn in the 2nd grade. Yeah. You better get over there and have a talk with them if you're worried about bullying causing suicide, because there's the bullying. Okay. Bullying women that never even engaged with them. Bullying anybody that defended them. Yeah. Yeah, you probably ought to get over there with those comments, because, you know, over here, we don't need them. We know right from wrong over here. What? Let's see with Square's comment. I can't believe that imbecile's in here. I seen him pop up on one of you guys' lives, and I thought, man, what? Because he was just talking pure nonsense, like weird shit. Didn't even make sense. Oh, I don't know about that. I haven't looked at that. Why is it like valid? Do you guys believe it to be true? Or is it just more of the wild conspiracy theories that flow like water over there? What do you think? What's your honest take on it? Talk about that. I don't care about that shit. What happened to My Body, My Choice? How we doing?
It's going.
Hey.
So why do you think you can just talk to people like you do? No. I've watched.
For the same
no,
reason.
I'm not an Upchurch fan. No, you're not going to talk over me. I'm not an Upchurch fan.
Same reason why Upchurch talks to people
I'm not an Upchurch fan.
Uncle Will made a fucking video calling me a goddamn registered sex offender.
You said he raped kids this morning. So which is it with you, buddy?
Checks and got arrested for
listen, James A. Schnock.
Fuck off. Fucking twerp. Go ask them that. Go ask the people that are actually doing that. I'm allowed to defend myself, and I'm allowed to slap back at bullies. Punk. Bring it. And let me tell you something. Your mom's tired of you mooching off of her. It's fucking high time you got a damn job and started supporting a little bit of yourself. And quit mooching off of her spending all her goddamn extra money, living in her house, throwing your dirty clothes on the floor and stacking your dirty dishes in the sink. Have a little damn respect for the woman. Quit watching porn and shoving your dirty socks under the bed. Yeah, I know. It's almost like you're punching down. I know I feel guilty sometimes because it's so easy. These infantile morons. I mean, how dumb do you got to be after watching the behavior of these cockroaches and the shit these cockroaches been doing to people out here, right? Doxing people, just making all kind of slanderous allegations towards people. And then this moron thinks he's a genius and he's going to come on here and ask me why I would smack back at that kind of shit. And I'll tell you something, buddy, I'm proud of it. Damn proud of it. Difference between me and you is you're a little boy and I'm a man. I know right from wrong and you don't. You live with your mommy, I don't. You mooch off your mommy. I never borrowed a dime off my parents. That's the difference. Get moved out of your mom's house. It's just high time you spread your wings. Don't be Uncle Will. I don't want that for you. Son, I don't want you to be 50 years old. I don't want you to be 50 years old and busting tires. I don't want that to happen to you. So you got to get your ass in gear, get you a job, start paying into your Social Security tax, and get the hell out of your mom's house. Comprende? How we doing, man?
Hello, PBR. How you doing?
Hey. All right.
I just figured I wanted to see what all the hullabaloo was all about.
You see it, man. Just me slapping bullies around.
I guess from some, I guess one of the lives I've seen in the past. I am the guy that he erased Ryan Upchurch's name from the guitar, right?
Right. Yeah.
Now, did that devalue the guitar? Like truly, like I'm curious.
Well, I would imagine so. Yeah, there's no autograph on it anymore.
So would it? So he wanted to make a point, but could that have not maybe done some good? I guess
he tried to do that, and he was laughed at and humiliated.
So I am missing some context. So I have to man up to that.
Yeah, he tried to do that, and he was laughed at and humiliated for it.
So what I was able to learn from, I suppose we'll call the other side, is that Upchurch was willing to pay expenses for travel and give him what $2,000 for the guitar. Is any of that true?
Not true. None of it.
And all right, I'm sorry to barrage you with questions, man. There's just a few. So you and Uncle Will, I don't know too much, and I'm not going to poke into that beehive there, but you two are really going at it. Do you think?
No.
No?
Stop.
Okay.
I'm just responding to him making videos accusing me of all kind of heinous shit.
Is there a possibility where you two could ever not reach an agreement or a handshake? I know that's beyond the point of reality.
I'm not too big for that. But you got to understand, he made a video saying he could prove that I was a 3-time registered sex offender.
Yeah, there was a strong implication there. I saw that.
Well, he said he could prove it.
Did he say your name even though the implication was very, very strong?
Oh, for God's sake, come on, man.
Okay,
don't do that.
I know the implication.
He said it in such a way it would be provable in court pretty damn easy. That who he was talking about, for sure. You can't lose that stupid, silly technicality. Well, he didn't mention your name. No, the courts don't see it that way anymore. Okay. All I'd have to do is show the pattern where it was headed when he worked up to it. And they all did. Oh, okay. Yeah, he did slander.
Oh, if I caught on, I'm sure at court,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
I was curious because to me it's a bit sad that two grown men doing their own things it's got so much vitriol, and unfortunately I guess there's
I haven't. No. Well, back up. I haven't made one video about him and said one word that's untrue. Not one. He works at a tire store and he's a tire buster. That is 100% true. That was not his money. That was that store's bank deposit. That's 100% true.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't.
Now, everything he said about me, untrue. He said he could prove that I was a 3-time registered sex offender. He said that I have been arrested for passing bad checks. He said I owed a check cash in place $300. And he said that I was arrested for exposing myself in a city park or something. Those are the things that came out of his mouth. Okay. All untrue. What came out of my mouth? He works at a tire store and he's a tire buster. True.
I'm not a fan of baseless allegations, especially of such severity. I guess the last question, so I don't take too much time on the panel, that when Captain Kurt Reacts appeared, what was happening at the time where you decided to, I suppose you said you would dox him and his mother?
Why are you talking like you work for the police department?
This is just me asking questions. I don't know. I promise you, I'm no PD, but thanks if that's how I look.
Yeah. Well, he doxed people. He doxed me, doxed others.
He doxed
so
you
wouldn't
for
it be
real?
fair to do it back to him?
I didn't know he doxed you.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I just had some
You
questions.
got to do your research, man.
I hope.
You can't
Hey,
just take one side. And
no,
go,
no.
"Oh,
I do not wish to ever
there's
do
always
that.
two stories."
And this is me doing just that.
He
Seeking.
didn't just dox me. He held up a picture of a 11-year-old girl and put her picture beside Kylie's and tried to imply that they were the same person.
Yeah,
An innocent 11-year-old girl, and he doxed that 11-year-old girl. They doxed a 17-year-old girl that has no connection to this case in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. He read 3 women's personal information out loud on a live for 3 weeks straight for like 6-7 hours at a time.
like enough personal information to locate them.
No, people pulled up in front of their house. People pulled up in front of their business. People pulled up and took pictures of their car. People pulled up and took pictures of a minor child. You tell me. And now, and then it got the attention of some absolute lunatic dude that's been jailed multiple times for doing all kinds of crazy stuff that's now stalking her.
Okay.
And that's 100% Kurt Burkhart's fault.
I suppose I just wanted to test out the so-called Lions Den and speak to you yourself instead of basing it on, everything I hear. So this may not be the last conversation, but
yeah, I appreciate you coming on. But listen, you got some catching up to do.
Apparently.
And there's a whole other side you ain't seen, apparently. Okay, Kiki says, I truly believe it's a legit video. Check Gary Hughes. Okay. I guess I'll check it out then. I started ignoring everything I heard on Zav Girl's shit when I started hearing the shit coming out of their mouth over there. And she kept bringing Ryan Upchurch on there, telling his fairy tale about how 3 YouTubers did something. And I just quit paying attention. I literally blocked her channel, to tell you the truth. I just blocked it.
Okay, you did remind me. I'm sorry if I interrupted. You did remind me of one aspect. Xana Meg, kind of. I'm sorry to even say the name. Like, did she not say herself she was there the night of at a beautiful?
No,
she didn't say that.
No.
Okay, I'm sure you've heard that a billion times already, but I mean,
no.
Okay, I'm gonna do some re-education homework.
Not even close. Not even close.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let everybody continue. Thank you for having me. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming on.
For sure.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're talking to me, but the other guy just joined the panel, right?
I don't know. Just chilling, man.
Yeah. I'm just chilling. I've just been listening in the background, but I had to come on. That guy sounded like he was just, a detective trying to I don't even understand why he came on, not
So
knowing
it
shit.
says, he says, Battle, talk about the new video. We know it was an accident. Wow. Motherfuckers, I was right, wasn't I? Look, oh my God, man. You guys are going to look so dumb now. Hey, Doug from Adventures with Purpose. Daddy was right. Hey, Zav Girl. Guess who was right? Hey, Crack Squad. Guess who was right? So they got a video now proving it was an accident. I suggest you go watch it. Where can I find this video? Man, am I going to burn you guys with this? Wow. Man. See, let me tell you something. You guys got to know this, okay? Every one of you have a spirit guide. It's part of your soul. You were born with it, okay? Now, some people throughout their life continually ignore their soul and their spirit guide to the point where it becomes muted. So they spend their life walking around aimlessly bumping into shit, believing in all kind of falsehoods, making one stupid mistake after another, right? Because they have no spirit guide anymore, because the spirit guide has been put on mute by their own fucking stupidity. All right. So I never did that. You see, I was an 8-year-old little boy that was being really mistreated. And so I had to count on my spirit guide to tell me when it was safe to go home, or when it was time to go hide, or when it was time to leave. So I got to have a really close relationship. Okay. I had a girlfriend that I was madly in love with. My spirit guide told me she was cheating on me with my best friend. And my spirit guide was right. So then I started listening more. Okay. So now when my gut talks to me, I pay attention. And I knew, again, and like I tried to tell you guys, when you look at anything, I don't care what it is, you first build a foundation on what is most likely. Then you work backwards from there. And you try to debunk it. You try to find proof that it couldn't be likely. And if you can't find any proof that it couldn't be likely, it's probably likely. And the most likely thing to have happened to this child was she drove to the water's edge and made a mistake and ended up in the water. That is the absolute most likely thing. And that's why I knew that that's probably. Now, let me ask you guys, in this video, did the car roll over like I suspected? Wouldn't that be fucking killer? Wouldn't that be the big dumbass for everybody?
See it.
Huh?
Well, it's a.
I guess I got to go watch it. A bunch of people have been telling me about this video.
I put
today,
the link
so I
in
guess
the
I need to
private
pay
chat
attention.
for you.
This is like the third person I've heard mention it. Oh, for God's sakes. I don't use 5G, buddy.
So it's like a camera view of the lake.
Okay. Security cam.
And it's at a distance. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. God, wouldn't it be something if it rolled over when it hit the water just like I figured? And the only reason I figured it did that,
let me switch,
was the damage on the car. The damage on the car would indicate
switch over
it
to my
hit
phone.
its side before it sunk. That the side of that car made contact with the ground before the car sunk. How we doing?
Hey. I actually left you a link to that video in one of your comments like 2 days ago, but or when I
Yeah,
saw
I
it.
must have missed it.
Yeah, I think so. But let me tell you, you gotta watch it. It shows it was an accident, 100%. It
Somebody, a
shows her
bunch of you
driving
guys.
into the water.
See, now here's what's going to happen. Okay, cracksquad's going to totally reject it.
I don't know how they can. I mean,
They're
you
going to
can see
pretend
their
it's
car
fake,
go
it's a
right in.
conspiracy, it's a cover up.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're going to just completely reject it. And they're going to believe 3 YouTubers went there and did something because Ryan said so.
It's crazy.
That's what they're going to hold on to.
Yeah.
Sadly.
They probably will. I don't doubt that one, but
I mean, that they probably will.
Okay, PBR, when you pull up the video that I sent you, go to the 3-minute mark.
Okay, now where'd you send it? In private
It's
chat?
Yeah, it's in private chat.
Okay, go to the 3-minute mark. All right.
Now, when you can't actually see the vehicle. All you can see is a reflection of the headlights.
the
You
lights,
can see it go into the water and sink.
Ray Hughes really lightened it up and everything. On
Yeah.
his stream, it was excellent. You could really see.
Okay, I'm going to start right at the 3-minute mark. Let me just watch it and I'll put it on the live here.
Okay. It's really at a distance, but you can tell a car goes into the water.
It's hard to see what you're looking
Oh
at.
my God, that car rolled. That fucking car rolled, it looks like. It went in at a 45-degree angle down that bank.
And it disappeared so fast.
Yeah, it did.
It was gone before anybody else was like driving.
What did
out
I
there.
say?
But
I said, and you know why it sunk so fast?
Because
when it went down that bank and rolled on its side with them windows down, it just took in water instantly.
I mean, it went down really fast.
It went down at a 45-degree angle too, just like I thought.
And if you look, like, there's no other lights at that moment by that water. She was completely alone.
Just a trip. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the live. Hold on.
Now, if you keep watching the video, you can see people come down the road. After it goes in the water. So somebody knew.
So they didn't even notice that she was already under and they didn't see her.
No, they knew.
That answers all your conspiracies,
I don't think
man.
anybody saw her, dude.
Right. That answers all Squad's conspiracies right there. Nobody saw her, man. That's why nobody knows. They just didn't see it happen.
They were too far out. Like they didn't see lights until like a minute after.
Okay, now let me enlarge it. I don't know how well the audience is going to be able to see it this way. Probably have to watch it themselves to really see it.
Yeah, you have to go watch Gray Hughes. He explains everything. I mean, you could see it from this, but
how long would you say it took to sink? It looks to me like maybe 20 seconds.
Not even, probably around 20 seconds, something like that. It wasn't very long. You see the lights go out.
You guys are going to find out old Psychobab's got some fucking wisdom and good intuition.
He zooms in.
Son of a gun, man. That went right down at a 45-degree angle, just like I said. And it's damn sure rolling, man. Wow.
Right in the water. And then you see, look behind right there. There's no other headlights right there. No one saw that. And before anybody comes back, the whole light is gone from the water.
Yeah. Wow. Here comes cars down the road.
Yep. Now there's cars coming. And you can't see. Look, it's gone. Right now it's gone.
That was like 15 seconds, man.
Yeah, it was
See, it wouldn't have done that if it was on its wheels. It would have only done that if it was upside down. Because the water would rush in so fast. And kids, she went for the back compartment where the last stitch of air was. It was dark. She was panicking. She couldn't see to go out the window. She didn't know where the window was.
And if you're looking at it right now, you don't see anybody come out of that car. You don't see anybody come out of that water.
Look,
was her
Sammy's not
alone.
jumping out of the car and running away
That's
like all you
correct.
people that was calling her a murderer yesterday on Zab Girls Live. On Zab Girls Live, all you people that were calling Sammy a murderer, and I said you guys are going to burn in hell.
Yeah,
The
it's
shit you
simply
people
an
said
accident.
about these school children, you all, every damn one of you ought to have to pay a fine or something.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
you guys really impugn these kids.
And now look at all the people leaving. Like after you watch it, like you see all the people leaving afterwards.
That goes
It's
that Speak Van Holden clown too.
I just dropped another link of a zoomed in video of it. From
All
the
right, let me
same
get
channel.
that one. Let me pull that one up. Where's the timing on it?
It's actually pretty spot on. Like he starts almost
All right.
where it goes in.
Okay.
Well, I think you got to get past his intro.
Yeah, get past his intro. Yeah, I got
Go
that.
go to the minute mark is where it starts.
Okay, got it. Now here we go. So he lit this thing up. It looks like he brightened it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was a
Such
lot
good
darker.
job.
They've enhanced the video because the original video is dark.
Yeah.
All right, kids, here we go. Watch Psychobabble fucking show you what I know. Here we go. Look at that thing hauling ass down that bank at a 45. I'd say she went flying down that road.
Yeah, see, he's drawn out. He's right though. He came down the road and she turned.
And she was turning to the left. She saw the water. See, here's what you guys, let me pause that because I want to explain why I had my theory. Okay. You're boogieing down that road. Okay. And all of a sudden, and now guys understand that's a steep bank down to the water. Okay. It's pretty flat. The lake's down like 4 feet, right? And it's pretty flat up at the top, but that last 15 feet that you get to the water is pretty steep, right? It's about a 45-degree angle. Now picture this. You're flying down through there, and all of a sudden you see you're about to hit water. What are you going to do?
Try to turn.
Jerk the wheel to the left.
Yeah.
And she jerked the wheel to the left, and the car was already off camber on that 45-degree bank, and it flipped right over.
Right over.
And the fucking windows were down, and it floated out about 10 feet and sunk.
That's exactly how it happened. Crazy, right?
Yeah, some people owe me an apology.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with Doug from Adventures with Purpose that shook his head and said I was stupid.
Yeah, I'll
start there. And then Zav Girl can pony up. This is the exact theory I explained on Zav Girl's channel. And the next day, her and Doug with Adventures with Purpose rolled their eyes at me.
I just want to wonder why you're so upset and mad all the time. You're clearly deranged, and this has gone far beyond.
Why don't you go talk to Uncle Will about that?
Why don't you go talk to
why
don't you allow someone to
Why don't you go talk to the people that have been
you allow
saying
someone
all
who
kind of
actually
nasty
wants
shit
to speak and talk to some? I'm trying to talk.
Why would he want to talk to you when you just said what you said? I don't get it.
Send him right on out the back door,
Right?
guys.
It's your channel. Why should you have to sit there and listen to
I
that
don't have
bullshit?
to listen to that stupid twerp. Come in here acting like I'm the one bothering people. No, it's the other way around, pal. I'm responding to people, and I'm pissed off because people been running around calling me a offended sex offender and saying that I've been arrested for bad checks and that I beat my wife and all that shit. That kind of pisses people off, twerp.
Unbelievable. People are crazy, man.
Well, they're infant. They're so immature. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were still trying to. She was letting some lady sit there yesterday, and the only reason I seen that is it was someone else's. Someone else had like grabbed that part of her stream, and they tagged me. And I'm like, why are they tagging me with this? So I clicked on it, and it's some lady literally saying that this Sammy was a cold-hearted killer and all this crap.
Oh my God.
What? I said, and all I said to her, I said, you don't know that. I said, I said, you don't know that.
Babel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Babel.
Oh, here we go.
And all I said to her, I said, you don't know that. I said,
Yo, am I in this YouTube chat?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't YouTube much.
All right.
Oh, here you go. What is that?
He's got to turn off his background.
Yo, I like your comb hairdo.
Okay.
I don't know.
I shaved my nutsack.
Yo, why are you always an old pervert?
I knew somebody was going to say something. They just don't stop.
Look at that. I've completely dumbassed them now.
No, you're a dumbass. You a part-changing ass mechanic who can't.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus Christ.
They never give up. They just keep going.
Oh, my God. I don't know what to do with them, man. It's like
Yo,
children.
Johnny Cashville's in chat. What's up, Cashville?
Hey, Mr. Cashville, what's happening, buddy? He ain't been. This is the first time I've seen hiding her hair of him in a while.
Yeah, he was in my live earlier.
Yeah. Wow. Glad to see you,
Oh,
Johnny.
Yeah.
Glad to see you back, man. I was getting worried about you, dude. Getting worried about you. I can't believe that that they still want to try to cling on to I'm the bad guy and they're the good guys. And just it's amazing to me. And I've proved them wrong so many times now, and they still won't accept it.
I think they're going to be in for a really rude awakening come November 1st.
Yeah.
I think I know at least two for sure. In addition to Mr. Upchurch, two more people I know for certain. I can stand here and say this for certain are going to get the biggest shock of their fucking life real soon. They're going to shit. If they don't delete their YouTube channels and disappear, I'll be shocked. Because they're about to meet some people they should have never bothered with, man, because they are very well-to-do, very educated, and very pissed off.
Wow.
Seems you just can't mess with somebody's daughter sometimes. Sometimes you don't do that. Sometimes you mess with somebody's daughter and you get yourself in some big trouble. Especially when her daddy's a hedge fund millionaire.
Oh.
Live in a gated community. Yeah, Scott says, I agree, buddy. First thing you got to think of is the amount of people it would take. So let me just touch on this. 9/11, all the conspiracies around that claiming, George Bush blew the buildings up on the exact same day that some people would hijack airplanes, right? And it's so absurd because the shit that it would take to pull that off is just crazy. Okay. And these guys tried to claim, well, that building don't burn like that. That wasn't a natural fire and the way it imploded on itself. Okay. When you see these people demolition of building, there's like months of preparation that goes into that. They like jackhammer the pilings away at the bottom. And they strategically plant dynamite in all the right places in the building. And then there are timed explosions that pop off, and that's how they can get those buildings to just drop on themselves, But most of the time they don't. The success rate is only about 30%. It would have taken a construction crew months to prep that building to implode like that unnaturally.
Yeah. It was. I think it was. Didn't they say? I remember watching something about it that they built the buildings like that so they would
Right. That was
fall like
designed that way. And on
so they
top of
don't
that, you
fall
know, I got
onto
sense enough to
anything else.
know when you heat steel at 1500 degrees, it gets weak and it'll bend.
Yeah.
And then once here's what you got to understand. If one beam bends, every bit of weight above it has now been compromised. And so it doesn't take long. You get a couple beams hot and they start to fold, it just runs away. Well, okay. But here's the one that'll really get you. I invite anybody to do this. Okay. There's multiple websites out there that will show you every active flight in the sky across America at any given time. You can click on it and it puts a whole map of the United States up, right? Like a satellite image, and a tiny little blue dot for every airplane that's in the sky currently. And you will be shocked.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot
Okay.
of dots.
Well, then to think that there are 700 government air traffic controllers and 2,000 private that would all had to lie.
Yeah.
For George Bush. Every one of them would have had to agree to lie for George Bush.
Right.
All the people that took loved ones to the airport that day, they would have to lie. Everyone that was at that airport that saw that when the plane left, they would have to lie. Everyone that worked for the airline would have to lie. I mean, you see, it's just damned impossible. But there's still dumbasses that believe that it was a conspiracy. I mean, they still believe it today.
They still do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw a guy talking about it just the other day.
Scary
I
how
thought,
many
man,
people believe that. Actually,
I could not imagine being that small-minded. Because if you were to look at that satellite image, you'd go, oh God, they can see everything and they can see every flight. You know, there would have been thousands of air traffic controllers seeing these planes, right? So how do you get them all to lie if there weren't really planes? They watched that plane fly right into the Pentagon, right there on radar. And they keep saying, well, there were no witnesses. Yeah, there was. Thousands of people saw that plane hit that Pentagon. Thousands did.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, I got to bounce out. I got to get ready for work. I just want to make
Hey,
sure.
I appreciate you coming in, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Take it easy, brother.
Yep. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it looks like it's getting a little, I got to get off here, man. It's getting late enough. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming on. I love it. You guys sent me them videos. That tickles me to death, man.
I'm glad you saw it finally.
Yeah, I was right the whole time. That's crazy. Yeah.
All right.
And hey, listen, I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody. I just used that theory of what was most likely.
Oh, yeah.
And then looked at the damage on the car, and I tried to think, okay, if I was headed towards the water, what would be my initial reaction? And I thought I would jerk the wheel. And if you're already on a 45-degree bank and you jerk the wheel to the left, you're going to upset that car. And that's exactly what happened. So, all right. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Have a good night.
Mm-hmm.